Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our first session of our STEAM sampler at MTA. We'll just wait for a couple of people to join, but just some housekeeping rules. Obviously, you can keep your cameras off. You can unmute if you like. We'll have question time at the end. So if you do have something that I bring up or don't answer about the product, just feel free to wait till the end and we'll be able to answer those questions. But I hope your day has been good. I know they're busy in schools, so hopefully this doesn't take up too much of your time and you can get some information on ClassVR. Alrighty, well, this is being recorded, so for those people that join in later, they'll be able to get it and you'll be sent a recording of this also. My name's Joel. I work at MTA. I will look after the digital side and especially in this ClassVR space. So this afternoon, we'll quickly delve into what ClassVR is, what it can do for yourself, your school, your staff, your students, and how VR can be used and implemented in the classroom. So this is our first session of our samplers, so we'll be going through different products if you've signed up to ones that are in the coming weeks as well. All right. So firstly, what is ClassVR? So ClassVR is it's VR technology. We all know that it is in our kids' hands at home. It's in the metaverse, MetaQuest, the Oculus, and obviously the Apple Vision Pros. So we know that this is a household item. So we need to really start thinking about ways we can implement it in the classroom because our kids are using it outside of the classroom. And how is it going to boost, their retention, their knowledge, and obviously just engage the learners? Because as a former teacher myself, I know that the kids are changing the way that they learn. It's not textbooks and things like that anymore, and even videos sometimes don't even cut it. So this is the way of the future, and it is really such a versatile tool that I'll explain to you moving forward. So another thing to mention about ClassVR is it is a school pack. You get all the resources. The hardware I'm holding in front of you right now is one of the headsets, and I'll talk more about the features in there. So just to get it off, what it comes in, so they come in sets of 4 and 8. They come in a charge case, so you're able to charge them safely, store them securely, and that is a one-off purchase. So you buy the headsets and you'll get 5 years out of them, depending on battery life and things like that. So you get set of 4 or 8. They are also, what you need to pair with that is a annual subscription. This is an ongoing license and they're available in a 1-year or a 3-year option. That gives you access to all the content, all the new content that they continue to bring up, but it also allows you to bring your own content into the software, into the portal, and then this is your output device, which a lot of schools are using at the moment where they're creating their own models in such a thing as Tinkercad, CoSpaces, and they can bring their models and their spaces to life through ClassVR. All right, what are the benefits of VR in the classroom? So I always talk about, you can remember a story when you were a kid because you lived it. You were there, you can recall exactly what happened. You can be so descriptive on it. And it's because you were there, you experienced it. And that's the type of learning that we want for VR. So learning through experience. It can increase your knowledge retention by up to 75%. Then obviously the engagement side of things as well. It's a cool, fun tool, but it's not just a gimmick, okay? It actually has, the educational curriculum alignment and everything to help you guys. We only remember 10% of what we read, but can retain 90% of what we experience. So they go big on that quote. And obviously we want students to increase their retention levels, which will be able to help them in assessments and obviously moving forward in education. All right, we're going to jump straight into it. Like I said, I won't waste any more of your time rambling on about the actual, product specifications. Let's jump into the platform. So if you can see here, this is the basic interface that you would get. So this is the software portal side. The headsets themselves, you can connect as many or as little depending on your school size. So if you want to purchase 8, you want to purchase 16, it's completely up to you guys. So this is the basic interface. It's very simple to use. I sort of always mention it as being Spotify. So Spotify, where we create playlists and then you obviously shoot them out to the headsets. So you have a plan and a deliver tab. The plan and the deliver tab is basically where you deliver the content out. So a great classroom management tool is you can see exactly what every kid is looking at. So I have this headset in front of me. I'm covering the sensor. This is the ClassVR lobby. So when the kids are on the headsets and it's active on their head, you would see 8, 16, 4, whatever, how many headsets you can see. So this is the one that's active in my hand right now. If I click, I can bring it up and you'll see exactly what they're looking at. Now, another cool feature of these headsets is we know Wi-Fi and technology issues can be a hassle. The headsets can store content on them. So right now, this content is stored on the headset. So you can have a student-centered learning experience where they're able to just, for example, we can go to the summit of Mount Everest. If I click on that, this is a short video clip, 360 video. There is sound of them on the summit of Mount Everest. So how many people can say that they've been there? So this obviously would help them, with descriptive writing and actually explaining the terrain and things like that. But obviously this is a fun and engaging tool. The teacher would have to facilitate majority of that learning experience. So like I said, this is all the kids can access as well. It's really, student-centered and safe. So the students can only access what the teachers put on the headset or what they send out to the headsets. With some other headsets that have apps and access to the internet, the kids, you don't really know what they're doing on the headsets when they're using them. Yes, the functionality can sometimes be better. However, this is education at the forefront. We want the kids to be doing what we want them to see. And not be surfing the internet for inappropriate things. There's all different types of media types. So this is a model. Like I said, I'm not going to click into every individual one. I'll showcase a few of them for you. Still images, videos, and immersible scenes, which is what we're going to head into a little bit later. So like I said, you can see exactly what the kids can see in the headset, and student-centered would mean that they walk into class, as long as they have charge, they put it on their heads, and they're able to access all of this content. Like I said, I've preloaded this on there just for this purpose right now. All right. If I head back to the plan tab, you'll be able to see that this is where the teacher would plan sort of the lesson. Now, I mentioned playlists before. So if I look, these are some playlists that I've created in the past with other customers or potential customers. It's as simple as dragging it across, and I now have my playlist. I can simply click on this button here. It'll send this content to the device and download it. If I, for some reason, didn't want this, for example, 1984, I can drag it into the bin right there. Or if I want to change the playlist, I can just get rid of it like that. That's the My Playlist section. Very simple. Like I said, just dragging and dropping. You have all your content there. You can change the order that it will appear and delete things as possible. You can then build a playlist, which I'll show you in a second here, and then save it for later use. So some teachers use it like, week 1 science, year 7, week 2, week 3, and things like that. I'll then talk about your subscriptions. So these are the actual tools and content that you're actually subscribing to. So you can do just the basic search subscription. So for this purpose, I'll just show you how quickly it is to actually make a playlist. So for example, I'm just going to type in here Rome, just as an example here, and I'm going to have a look at aerial view of Rome. I'm just going to drag that across. I can look at a video. Get rid of the Rome. It's very particular when you're searching. So I can put in here, for example, the flight over LA at sunset or cheetah on safari. 3D models. These are things that you can use with the AR. We have merge cubes where you can actually hold it up and it feels like the kids are holding it in their hands. So I'll just drag the frog across for now. A scene. These are fully immersible scenes which you are going to witness in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Where you can actually get kids in the experience using headsets, iPads, laptops, phones, all different media types, and I'll show you that in a second. Let me have a look. We'll drag that one across. Yeah, and that'll be the moon. That's always good. And I'll grab Earth for a second. Beautiful. And the interactive models, these are new. These are the newest content on ClassVR. So these are the ones where there's scenes where the kids can actually go in and pull apart the pieces of the model. So very similar to Anatomy of the Moon is one of them. But the Earth, for example, you can actually go in and pull apart the pieces of the Earth, and we can all have control in that scene. Okay, so I've created my playlist. I literally can then go, I'm pretty happy with it. I click save and I write Steam playlist save. Now, if I accidentally delete that, it's gone. I can go back to my playlist and I have it there, drag it across, and we're good to go. All right. What you also get, which is a cool feature here, yes, you can have a look at all these subscriptions. Like I said, if you want to delve into this a little bit further with myself and my colleague and your MTA rep, by all means, you'll be able to sign up and we can maybe get a loan headset into your school. But obviously, for these purposes, I won't go into depth to each individual one. But one that I will draw your attention to is the Australian curriculum. So this is the gold mine, for Australian teachers right now. So they have mapped their content to the Australian curriculum. So the Australian curriculum in English, geography, history, mathematics, and science. So for example, if I click in science, they have grades 1 to 10. Now, obviously, it's curriculum aligned content. It's not been developed for the curriculum. So, for example, if I was to go in Year 7 curriculum, Year 7 science, sorry, I can have a look and see what have they got here for me. So if I look at, for example, Seasons on the Earth, they have the Australian curriculum code there. And any part of their, content library that aligns with that, they have that there for you. You can drag all of the tracks if you want, or you can drag one at a time. Now, the benefit of these tracks, I'll showcase it right here, it's not a bad thing, is all of these tracks come with, so these are the Aventus World Theme Park ones and the Australian curriculum ones, they come with teacher notes. So you get a quick PDF. It's an overview. It's not, detailed lesson plan, but it is an overview, a starting point for a teacher to implement this in the classroom. So you have teacher notes. You also have a student quiz with answers and a student quiz without answers. Now, these are all easily downloadable PDF. I've got a couple here. So this is Journey to the Earth's Core, which is where we'll go later. And like I said, there's your quiz and there's your quiz with answers. So the support material is there. That is what you get with your one-off fee, your annual fee, sorry. You get access to all of this. You have unlimited teachers and unlimited students. It's not a student license, a per student license, I should say. It's a school pass. So an annual school pass for the year or for 3 years. Whereas the headsets are obviously your one-off purchase. And obviously you can buy as many or as little as your school needs. All right. So we've now basically, I've gone through the libraries with you. Like I said, you can click into, so for example, in maths, this is in primary maths at the moment. This is the newest strand that they had, that they have actually added on here. So mathematics is new this year. But like I said, they've got all of these scenes that make that match with the Australian curriculum codes. All right. So how can we use this in the classroom? So when I head back to the Deliver tab, so I've got my headsets, the kids are ready to go, they've got them on their heads. What you can do is you can send out the content. So send it out live. So I can click on this aerial view of Rome. I hope my internet is working. Yep, I can see it going across there. It will then shoot this to the headset. So this is a live demonstration of sending stuff out to the kids. So the kids are actually looking at this. Now, this is an aerial shot of Rome. So once again, a still image, but really something cool that the kids, how many kids have been there or will they ever get there? You can showcase, go around the world in one lesson. You can go from Rome to New York, to Paris, all in the one lesson. So that's just something simple that I've sent out to the headset. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to showcase how we can enter what they call the Eduverse. So let's have a look at Journey to the Earth's Core. So if I send this out to the headset, now this also comes with your subscription. So once again, so versatile. You can use this in, your science classroom, your English classroom. I know it sounds really weird, but saying in your English classroom, they have a Goldilocks and the Three Bears scene. So you could be using it with little preps and kids in, lower primary. But so look, this is the Journey to the Earth's Core. Now, I can move around. I'm free to look around in this. Now, this is obviously going to a place where you can't go. We can't go to the Earth's core. But the really cool part about this product that I really enjoy showcasing is when we all can join in the experience together. So if I click on this link here, and you guys feel free, I'll try and make this as big as possible for you. If you can, why can I not do that? Yeah, let's put that there. If you can try, if you have a phone, I can't see obviously you, but if you have a phone or an iPad or something handy, try and scan that QR code right now, because this is where obviously you have a limited amount of headsets in a classroom, but you can still enjoy and immerse the kids into these scenes in a separate classroom. Now, once again, once you follow this link, you will not be asked for a login. You will not be asked for anything, credentials. You literally just get into the scene. So let's have a look and see how we're going. So it's entering the room. Let's join the room. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at that. You're such good students. I've got 7 of you in here now. Now, like I said, I've got my headset, which is in. Let me go back to normal. So my headset is in right now, but as you can see, some of you, there you go, look at that, you're moving around. Another cool feature to this is we're all in the same learning environment, and I'm based in Sydney, and I don't know where some of you guys are right now. We're all in the same learning environment, no login needed, and I love the random generated names. So this colossal ape, you can see, they random generate. The kids can't put in inappropriate names or anything like that. And like I said, they are very discovery learning, these scenes. But right now, I can now head down to the center of the Earth. It was great when the Titanic was in the news, because obviously the Titanic is over there. But basically, when you pair this with, the content, the quiz, or even just letting them have a go and explore this environment, they're learning through their own experiences. They're going down. I know it's gamified, but still, there goes the colossal ape. But this is where, like I said, some of you I'm presuming you're using phones or iPads and things like that. The kids can get into this environment. So you're paying a school pass for the year, but 3 different classrooms could be using this at the same time. It's really worth its weight in gold if used in the right way. Over here, some of you should be able to see that there's a Learn tab when you guys are on your phones. I know it's a bit small on your phones, but on iPads, it's nice and big. It gives the kids a bit of an information, like a mission on what are we doing? What are we looking for? So this is where, like, the kids, not with the headsets, they won't be able to see this information. But when the kids are in these learning experiences, it gives them a few pointers on what are we looking for. So Humans Underground here talks about, the miners, and then you can go all the way down, killer whales, and the Titanic, James Cameron in the submarine. So, you know what I mean? It's like, it really is completely, your oyster if used properly. Not so much properly, but used across the whole school, because it is a cross KLA tool. Science, like I said, English. It's very weird that they say English, but English is there. They've got all the novels where the kids can immerse into the scenes. And like I said, once we're in this screen here, because a teacher, I don't know, not going to sign in, but a teacher can use the Eduverse without headsets in the classroom. So right now, they could have gone to the ClassVR portal, could have set up the group, copied this link here. Now, this is a one-time QR code and a one-time link, so it will only work for you guys right now. If I got out of that room or I changed that room, we would all change and be kicked out of it. But yeah, that really is ClassVR in a nutshell, and how you would be able to use it and implement it in. I'm pretty sure some of you have gone down there. We've still got 6 of you in here. I know you're still up top. Yeah, I know sometimes it's a bit hard to maneuver on a phone, but like I said, you're in these immersive scenes. The kids are learning, engaging in a way that they feel like it's sort of like, like I said, gamified for them, but they actually are learning when they're going down here and maneuvering around the different parts. So the Euro tunnel and things like that. And obviously the learning material supports them. And then obviously you have the support materials like this. So this is Journey to the Earth's Core, the teacher information, just to match it so you can get some context. PDF, easily downloadable. Once again, these can be printed off, or, you don't need to print them out. You can send them to the kids and they can be able to do it like that. All right. That's really ClassVR, like I said, in a nutshell. You can continue to have a play around while I head back to the presentation. Okay. Okay, cool. So, at a glance, what have you just seen? So you've seen a ClassVR headset. Obviously, you've seen it. You haven't felt it yet. But like I said, on the next slide, you'll have a chance to, sign up and see if your school, we can get a loan kit out to you. So first thing, this is just some basics about like what, at a glance, what are you getting? What's it for? So immersive technology / virtual reality, that's a category that we're looking at. So the Steam sampler, this is session 1. We're talking about VR. The years you really can use this from prep classroom to year 12. The reason I say that is a prep kid, if they have an iPad or in lower primary, they can still access this content. The headsets are probably a bit big for them, but they are very light. And obviously the adjustable straps is very easy for them to just pop on their head. And I know teachers always ask me and say, what about the padding? It gets snotty nose and stuff. You can just pop it out, pop them in the wash and pop them back on. It's soft padding, but very easy to pop on and pop back off. The headsets do have an audio jack input, and also they do have speakers to have output anyway. So some of the scenes, and like right now, I'm not sure if it's on your phones, if it's showing, but right now in my ears, I can hear sort of the drilling going, heading to the center of the earth. So that's basically what I'm saying. So you can use it from all years, from prep basically to year 12. It's so versatile. The ratio, I know budget and things like that, but 1:2 is recommended. So, you have half the class looking at the web or looking in the experience, and then half the class doing the activity, or vice versa. Some schools do it 1:3, and they have a rotation system on it. But like I said, 1:2 is recommended in a classroom, depending on your class size. The subscription is required, and it is an annual renewal. So it's a 1-year or a 3-year option. The 3-year option is obviously much cheaper because you're committing for the 3 years. And obviously you won't have any price increases over that time. But I do know some schools are reluctant to sign up to 3 years on a subscription that they've never used before. The teacher resources, as you saw, they are the lesson plans, the quizzes, obviously accompanied with each scene and immersive experience. You saw it's mapped to the Australian curriculum. Might need to update this slide and put in their mathematics. That is brand new. But English, science, history, and geography are the main ones that they have content aligned to. It is available to New South Wales DOE schools, and you can purchase on EdBuy. It is a approved product. Like I said, we have MTA reps all over Australia. They all have one. If they can get to your school sooner than later and drop it in for you, I'm happy to run another demo with you or my colleague. And basically, like I said, you can touch and feel the product before you actually want to purchase it. And obviously training and support is always included. So we don't just say there's your headsets. You get training, PD, making sure you're on the network, getting it going with myself and colleagues. And then also, if you do run into problems with headsets, we do have support, and it is AU support. So it is in Perth. If you do have a problem with the headset, you send it back. They send you a replacement very quickly when they diagnose a problem. The price point, so the starting pack, 4-pack plus the 12-month subscription, is about $5,288. However, at the moment with MTA, our set of 8 is 20% off, and it goes for about $6,200 and something. That's ex-GST. So you can think just for another $1,000, you're getting 8 headsets, and then obviously we need to add on the subscription, which is $1,200. These are the product links here. So like I said, this will hopefully be shared with you, or the recording. You can click on that and you'll be able to click on that and see on our website. Like I said, you can talk to your MTA rep and they can talk to me, and we can always do you up a quote and things like that. Alrighty. This is your page where you can scan that code, and that way, I know some of you possibly have already done this and are awaiting that, but I know some of you signed up to the Steam sampler, so you can actually, are you thinking it's still a good fit for your school now? If you scan that QR code, your MTA rep and myself and my colleagues will hopefully get in contact with them and yourself to try and organise a loan kit going into your school, or a loan headset. Like I said, that'll be shared with you. I think Rachel said that, which is good. And I think finally, question time.
Joel, I'm going to ask a question for Kath. for Kathy.
Yep.
I know you know the prices of the subscriptions without the headsets off the top of your head. Do you mind just letting us know what they are for the 1 and 3 year?
Yeah, so the 1 year subscription is $1185.95, so basically $1,200 ex GST, and the 3 year subscription is $2,760 ex GST. So you're basically saving $250 per year if you buy the 3 years. So it's nine. I think it's $920 a year if you buy it for 3 years, but then it's $1185 if you buy it for the 1 year subscription. Now, once again, I know some schools are smaller than others, but that is a general school pass. You have unlimited teachers, unlimited kids can access it because obviously they don't have logins. So I understand some schools are a little bit smaller and they find that hard to find in the budget for only 100 kids or less. But unfortunately, ClassVR don't provide any supplement for that. But for the bigger schools out there, hopefully some of you are there. It's really worth its weight in gold because you're just paying $1,200. It could be a couple of bucks a kid. All right. Anyone else? Just like when I was a teacher.
Feel free to drop any questions into the chat as well, and either Joel or myself will get back to you.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. Kathy, also to answer your question there, if they're not, unfortunately, ClassVR headsets, this is where the headsets themselves, the headsets are only compatible with the ClassVR portal that you saw me demonstrate, and the ClassVR portal is only compatible with the ClassVR headset. So I saw you said you've got different headsets that are not ClassVR. You can't get an annual subscription to the content. Unfortunately, there will not be any integration with any other headsets with the ClassVR portal. So I apologize for that. Now, how do you link Tinkercad? So if I can quickly showcase just quickly in the plan section, you have a section where it's called My Cloud. Now, this is where you actually, Natalie, I'm about to answer that question. Sorry. So in the My Cloud, I'm glad you guys asked this. So because I didn't showcase it, my bad. So in the My Cloud and the Shared Cloud section, you can upload your own content. So this is the section where you would upload an STL file or whatever you're making in your other, like I said, there's no content creation with ClassVR, but you can integrate things in. So for example, for Tinkercad, you make something, it's in an STL file, you upload it just like you would do any other file. And it comes in here like a little tile and you just drag it across. So it would end up looking like this, like a model. I know we don't specifically sell CoSpaces as a subscription, but if you do have that subscription at your school, it's a little bit easier to integrate because you just need to put in the share link here from CoSpaces. So you've developed your space, your world in CoSpaces, you bring it in via share link. But majority of our teachers are making their own content in other platforms and then just adding them in as tiles in MyCloud. So the teacher gets all the files sent to them from the students. They upload it into the MyCloud section and drag them across, and they can create a playlist like saying, year 7 technology models. And they can have a playlist of up to 20 items at a time, save it, send it on the headset, and then the kids can actually play with the models that they created by looking at them and holding them with the merge cube. I hope that answers your question, Kathy and Natalie. No, there isn't any limit as far as I'm aware. They haven't put any limits on it or anything. I know that this is a cloud, so the cloud is just getting bigger and bigger. So no, they haven't told me about any limits. I haven't mentioned it. No school's ever gone over and had to troubleshoot about that. So as far as I'm aware, no, there's no content, no limit to the content that you create. Ash Nearpod, I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm not across it. I'm assuming it says you said headphones. So I'm not sure what Nearpod is. If you can elaborate, and I can quickly understand. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like I said earlier, if it's a headset that isn't ClassVR, it won't talk to this portal. So unfortunately, only all the other ClassVR headsets, they've made a very good business model. So their headsets only talk to the ClassVR portal, and the ClassVR portal will only talk to the ClassVR headsets, unfortunately. So, any others? Was there any others earlier? Okay, no, we answered that. We answered that. Good question. No, I'm not. No, I'm going to say they don't have any. They don't have any risk assessments. No, with I mean, obviously when talk about using the platform, I'll tell you a little bit about how easy it is to use. Like, I'll show you. Like, you'll see my hand in this headset right now. So I'm literally standing still. Well, I am standing still. If I tilt my head to the right, the kids go to the right. If I tilt my head to the left, they go to the left. They do come with controllers, so you can plug that in on the side. That's where the charge port is, USB-C. And I can move that way as well. So you can see me moving right now. So the kids don't actually have to, it's not like the Oculus and all the other ones where they throw their hands around and punch things. That's the student side that's very very safe. They want the kids to be learning sitting down, not throwing their arms around. You can literally sit still, tilt your head left and right, and move left and right. You don't even have to move anything. So I'm not sure if that's what you meant by risk assessments, or if you meant exactly like in the scenes and stuff and the science side of things. But no, unfortunately, there's no risk assessments there. Another good question. Yes, I can vouch for that. Because they go into standby mode very quickly. So you'll see right now, see how the headset's black. It doesn't think anyone's on there. It says it's connected, but as soon as I cover the sensor, it thinks it's on someone's head. I'll be honest, we've had these all day on at expos and things like that, and they do not run out of battery. I know that basically you're going to be jumping. You think about in period 1 or in morning period session, you have it in science, and then you want to take it to history in the afternoon. Yes, if they're charged if they're charged, because there's actually a charge store case, so like they all have their own little slots in. If that's charged properly, ready to go, fully charged at the start of the day, then they will last 6 periods of use. But another thing to mention with these headsets is they're not meant to be put on kids' headsets for 40 minutes. They're meant to be a 5 to 10 minute, experience, and then taken off the headset. And even if I was to, I know I can't showcase this now because we're not waiting another 15 minutes, but if I was to keep this headset on for 15 minutes, over in this section here, next to MTA3, it'll come up with a red alarm clock, and it basically will tell me that the device has been on for too long, because they don't want kids living in this world. They want them to get in the experience, learn, retain the information, and then basically jump back out of it. So like I said, if this is consistently on for 15 minutes, a red alarm clock will come up and it will be like MTA3 has been on for an exhausted amount of time. And then I do believe once it goes to 20 minutes, it actually just restarts. It'll just time out and then just restart the program. Restart the headset. It'll just go into restart mode. All right. Any others? Can see we've had a couple drop out, which is fine. I understand you. Late afternoon.